It is so nice to see you. Thanks for meeting me today. I have to say, you look fantastic. You have this amazing energy about you. You seem so happy and full of life.
Thank you so much. That is so kind of you to say. And to be honest, I feel fantastic. I have been making some changes in my life recently, and I think it is really starting to make a difference.
I can definitely see it. It is like you are glowing. What kind of changes have you been making? Is it a new job or a new hobby?
It is actually something much simpler than that. For the last few months, I have been really focusing on my health, especially on my eating habits. I decided I wanted to stop feeling tired all the time and have more energy.
That is amazing. I have been thinking about that a lot lately, too. I often feel so slow and tired, especially in the afternoon. I think my diet is probably the main reason. I just do not know where to start. It feels so complicated.
It can feel that way at first, but I promise it is not as complicated as it seems. I started with small, simple changes. For me, the most important first step was changing my breakfast.
Breakfast? I usually just grab a quick cup of coffee and maybe a sweet pastry from the bakery on my way to work. It's fast, but it does not keep me full for very long.
I used to do the exact same thing, but now I realize how important a good breakfast is. It really sets you up for the entire day.
So, what do you eat for breakfast now? Is it something very complicated to prepare? I do not have a lot of time in the mornings.
Not at all. It is actually very quick and easy. My favorite breakfast now is a warm bowl of oatmeal. I just cook the oats with some water or milk, and it only takes about 5 minutes.
Oatmeal. My grandmother used to make that. I always thought it was a bit boring.
It does not have to be boring. That is the best part. You can add so many delicious and healthy things to it. I always add a handful of fresh berries, like blueberries or raspberries, for some sweetness and vitamins.
That does sound much better than plain oatmeal. What else do you put in it?
I also add a spoonful of chopped nuts or seeds, like almonds or chia seeds. They add a nice crunch and are full of healthy fats and protein. The protein is what really helps you feel full and satisfied until lunchtime. And sometimes, for a little extra flavor, I sprinkle some cinnamon on top.
Wow, that actually sounds incredibly delicious. Berries, nuts, and cinnamon? And it keeps you feeling full all morning?
It really does. I used to feel hungry again by 10 o'clock, but now I can easily make it to lunch without feeling like I need a snack. I have so much more energy, and I can concentrate much better at work. It has been a total game changer for me.
Okay, you have convinced me to try changing my breakfast. But what about lunch? That is my other big problem. The cafeteria at my office has so many unhealthy options, like schnitzel and greasy sausages. I often choose those because they are easy, but then I feel so sleepy all afternoon.
Ah, the classic afternoon slump. I know it well. That is exactly what happens when you eat a heavy, fatty lunch. Your body uses all its energy to digest the food, so there is no energy left for your brain.
So what is the solution? The healthy options in the cafeteria are not very exciting. Just some boring lettuce.
My solution is to prepare my own lunch and bring it to work. It takes a little bit of planning, but it is so worth it. This way, I have control over what I eat.
What kind of things do you make? Is it a lot of work?
Not at all. Most days I make a big, colorful salad, but not a boring salad. I fill it with lots of interesting things. I start with a base of mixed greens, and then I add lots of fresh vegetables like cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and bell peppers.
That sounds good so far, but a salad does not sound very filling.
That is why you have to add protein. I always add something like grilled chicken, chickpeas, or a hard-boiled egg. And for a healthy fat, I might add some avocado. For the dressing, I love using a little bit of our local Curbis kern L, the pumpkin seed oil. It has such a wonderful, nutty flavor. It makes the whole salad delicious and very satisfying.
Bringing your own lunch is a really good idea. It probably saves you money, too. My next question is about snacks. I have a really big sweet tooth. Around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I always get a strong craving for chocolate or a piece of cake. How do you deal with that?
That is a very common problem. The sugar craving in the afternoon is often a sign that your blood sugar is low. A healthy lunch can help prevent that, but sometimes you still need a little something. The key is to be prepared.
What do you mean by prepared?
I mean, you should have healthy snacks available so you are not tempted to run to the vending machine for a chocolate bar. I always carry a small bag of almonds or walnuts in my purse. They're full of protein and healthy fats, and they really help to stop cravings.
Nuts are a good idea. They are crunchy and satisfying. What else do you recommend?
A piece of fruit is also a great option. An apple or a banana can give you that little bit of sweetness you are looking for, but it is natural sugar, and it comes with fiber, which is good for you. Another one of my favorites is a small cup of plain yogurt.
Those are all great ideas. But what if I really, really want something sweet, like chocolate?
If I have a very strong craving for something sweet, I have a little trick. I make myself a cup of herbal tea, like peppermint or a sweet fruit tea. Often, the warm drink and the sweet flavor are enough to satisfy the craving. And if not, a small, single square of high-quality dark chocolate can be a healthy treat.
I have noticed you are only drinking water today. I am sitting here with my sugary lemonade. Is that another one of your healthy changes?
It is. This was actually one of the easiest but most effective changes I made. I used to drink a lot of soda and sweetened juices. I did not realize how much sugar was in them.
I know they have a lot of sugar, but they taste so good. Water can be a bit boring sometimes.
I thought so too at first, but I realized that I was often just thirsty, and water is what my body really needed. Now I try to drink at least 2 liters of water every day. It sounds like a lot, but you get used to it.
2 liters? Wow! And you feel a difference just from drinking more water?
An incredible difference. My skin looks clearer, I have fewer headaches, and I have more energy overall. Sometimes when you feel tired or hungry, you are actually just dehydrated. Drinking a glass of water can make you feel better immediately.
That is a very interesting point. I probably do not drink enough water during the day.
If you find plain water boring, you can try adding things to it to make it more interesting. I often add a few slices of lemon or some cucumber and mint leaves. It adds a lovely, refreshing flavor without adding any sugar.
Lemon water. That sounds nice and refreshing. It is like a healthy lemonade. I will have to try that. It seems much better than the sugary drink I have right now. We have talked about breakfast, lunch, and snacks. What about dinner? After a long day at work, I often feel too tired to cook. I end up ordering a pizza or eating something quick and unhealthy.
I understand that feeling completely. The last thing you want to do when you are tired is spend an hour in the kitchen. That is why I try to keep my dinners very simple and light.
What do you mean by light?
I try to avoid heavy, carbohydrate-rich meals like pasta or pizza in the evening. They can make you feel full and sluggish, and they can sometimes make it harder to sleep well. Instead, I focus on protein and vegetables.
Can you give me an example of a simple light dinner?
Of course, a typical dinner for me might be a simple piece of grilled salmon or chicken breast. I season it with some herbs, and it cooks very quickly. On the side, I will have a large portion of steamed or roasted vegetables, like broccoli, asparagus, and carrots.
That sounds really healthy. And you are right, it does not sound very complicated to make.
It is not. The whole meal can be ready in less than 20 minutes. Cooking at home is so much healthier than ordering takeout. You know exactly what ingredients are in your food, and you can control the amount of salt, sugar, and oil you use.
That is a very good point. I am sure the amount of salt in my pizza is very high. I think planning simple meals for dinner is a change I really need to make. It seems like you have really changed your entire diet. All these changes are amazing. But is it only about the food? Or are you doing other things to feel so energetic? Do you do any exercise?
I am so glad you asked. Yes, exercise is the other big piece of the puzzle. For me, eating healthy and moving my body go together perfectly. They support each other.
What kind of exercise do you do? I am not a big fan of going to the gym. I find it a bit boring.
I am the same. I prefer to be outside in nature. We are so lucky here in Austria to have such beautiful scenery. My favorite activity is hiking. On the weekends, I love to go for a long hike in the Wienerwald, the Vienna woods.
Oh, I love the Wienerwald. The air is so fresh, and the views are amazing. That sounds like a wonderful way to get exercise.
It is. It does not even feel like exercise. It just feels like a beautiful walk. It is great for the body and for the mind. I also started cycling more. I try to cycle to the local market instead of taking the car. It is a simple way to add more movement into my daily routine.
That is a smart idea. So you do not follow a strict, intense workout plan.
No, not at all. For me, the most important thing is to find an activity that I genuinely enjoy. If you enjoy it, it does not feel like a chore. You are much more likely to continue doing it regularly. You should find something that you love to do.
This all makes so much sense. The healthy food gives you the energy to exercise, and the exercise probably helps you stay healthy. It all seems connected.
It is completely connected, and there is one more very important part that connects them all: sleep.
Sleep? How does sleep fit into all of this?
It is incredibly important. Since I started eating better and exercising regularly, my quality of sleep has improved so much. I fall asleep faster and I sleep more deeply through the night.
That is amazing. I often have trouble sleeping. I lie awake for a long time, and I often wake up during the night. In the morning, I still feel tired.
I used to be exactly like that. I think the heavy dinners and the lack of exercise were part of the problem. When you sleep well, your body has time to rest and repair itself. You wake up feeling truly refreshed and ready for the day.
So good food and exercise lead to good sleep.
Yes. And then, good sleep gives you the energy to make healthy choices the next day. When you are tired, it is much harder to resist junk food or to find a motivation to exercise. It is a positive cycle. Once you get started, each healthy habit makes the next one easier.
A positive cycle. I like the sound of that. Right now, I feel like I am in a negative cycle. I eat poorly, so I have no energy, so I do not exercise, and then I do not sleep well, which makes me want to eat more unhealthy food. I need to break that cycle. I have to say, I am feeling very inspired listening to you, but I am also a little bit overwhelmed. You seem so perfect and disciplined. Do you ever have a day where you just eat a pizza or a piece of cake?
Of course, absolutely. This is not about being perfect. It is about feeling good. I am not on a strict diet. I am just trying to build a healthier lifestyle. And a healthy lifestyle must be enjoyable and realistic.
So you do have treats sometimes.
Yes, I believe in balance. I try to eat healthy, nutritious food about 80% of the time. But the other 20% of the time, I allow myself to enjoy the foods I love without feeling guilty. If I am out with friends and I want to have a piece of sacher torta, I will have it, and I will enjoy every single bite.
The 80-20 rule. I have heard of that. That sounds much more manageable than trying to be perfect all the time.
Exactly. If you tell yourself, I can never eat chocolate again, you will probably fail. But if you tell yourself, I will eat healthy most of the time, and I can have a little chocolate sometimes as a treat, it is much easier to stick with it. The goal is progress, not perfection.
So, how do you stay motivated on the difficult days?
My main motivation is just how good I feel. I remember how tired and slow I used to feel, and I compare it to how much energy and happiness I feel now. That feeling is the best motivation in the world. It makes me want to continue making these healthy choices.
This has been such a helpful conversation. You have really broken it down into simple, manageable steps. I do not feel so overwhelmed anymore. I feel like this is something I can actually do.
I am so happy to hear that. You can absolutely do it. The most important thing is just to start. Choose one small thing you want to change and begin with that.
I think I will start with breakfast. Your oatmeal idea sounds delicious. I am going to buy the ingredients on my way home today. That will be my first step.
That is a perfect first step. I am proud of you for making that decision.
And I would also love to try hiking. I have not been hiking in the Wienerwald for years. Would you mind if I joined you sometime?
I would love that. I was going to suggest it. How about we go this coming Saturday morning? The weather is supposed to be beautiful.
That sounds like a fantastic plan. I would really like that. It will be my first step into exercising again.
Great! It is a date then. And if you like, I can send you a few links to some websites with really easy and healthy recipes for lunch and dinner. It might give you some inspiration.
Would you? That would be incredibly helpful. Thank you so much for everything today. You have not just given me advice, you have given me real motivation. I am excited to start my own healthy journey.